Welcome back to the P&P Show. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Preston.
And today we are finally bringing you guys our Super Bowl episode for the upcoming Super Bowl 60 this Sunday in Santa Clara, California, where the New England Patriots will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, sir, man. Gonna be a fun episode. We're gonna have a lot to talk about, a lot of different storylines for each team, and some things to look forward to or to look at while you're watching the game.
Yeah, so obviously, episode 2, I talked about we gave a little brief talk about the Super Bowl. One of the biggest takeaways, or one of the biggest things I had spoken on, was the fact that New England in the offseason went fully in. They spent the most money in the NFL, and as we can see, it worked. On top of that, they brought in new head coach and Mike Vrabel to take Drake May in his second year. Wins Coach of the Year last night, NFL honors, alongside JSN, who will be playing in the Super Bowl, who got Offensive Player of the Year.
A lot of stars.
Yeah, a lot of star power. So New England, start with them, man. Drake May came out of North Carolina, second-year quarterback. When he was drafted, I know there was a lot of skeptics saying, this kid from North Carolina, and
he didn't have a lot on tape.
Yeah.
I mean, he hadn't played a lot of football.
Similar to Mitch Trubisky, he didn't have a whole lot of starts, I want to say, and just wasn't a guy out of college that was necessarily going to come in and change the franchise, or what, we thought.
Yeah, what a lot of people presumed, for sure.
Yeah, and then in his second year, they bring in, Stephon Diggs to, catch the football from him, draft a rookie running back in Travion Henderson, and then even Ramondre Stevenson has been pretty good for as much as he's, had fumble issues in the past.
Yeah, he's definitely cleaned that up. He hasn't fumbled, I believe, since week 8. His last fumble, and that was his 2 or 3 fumble game. It was absolutely awful, and he kept his job through that. Vrabel showed him a lot of trust. He showed a lot of trust in his players, and quite honestly, when you think about that, I think that's very impactful to the players in that locker room, because it shows them, like, look, man, we're all humans. We're gonna make mistakes, but I believe in you guys as players, and I believe in your ability. And yeah, it is quite crazy that he likes to rock with him over Travion, just considering Travion can hit the home run at any time. But I did see some film of Travion missing some easy holes,
which makes sense.
And it was I think what Vrabel's more concerned about is just like the consistent pickups every single time. Yeah. Ramondre's not going to miss the hole. He's not going to miss the block. He's not going to get a holding call on a block. He's a veteran guy that needs to do all the little stuff to keep his job, and that's what he does. And I think Vrabel's trying to chase perfection right now, and I think Ramondre just gives him the closest thing to that as far as on a per down every single snap basis.
Yeah, I agree. Veteran running back. He's been there. He's been in and out of different systems. So on the other side of things, Seattle, they bring in Sam Darnold from
almost
Minnesota.
The same story, just flipped. Instead of drafting a quarterback, you sign one.
Yeah.
You signed, quite honestly, one of the best quarterbacks throughout the entire season last year, up until that 2-week stretch versus the Lions and then the Packers, I believe.
Yes, I think Sam Darnold got done extremely dirty by Minnesota. I was very grateful as a Bears fan, thinking
he left.
That they were going to let him walk and not pay him. I know when he got signed to Seattle, I liked it because of Cooper Kupp also getting out there, and then obviously having JSN and them trading away DK Metcalf. And I was big on JSN having a great year. And I remember even in the summer through their training camps, I was just seeing a ton of good stuff out of Seattle. And I was like, well, JSN, I think you'll have a huge year. Obviously, he had a phenomenal year. And that's just not me talking. I mean, I drafted him in almost all my fantasy leagues and was phenomenal. And then alongside of JSN, they had a great 2-headed backfield all year up until Sharp just got hurt.
People forget, man, Charbonnet just rushed for 1K yards, I believe, in 2022, 2023.
I mean,
that was not long ago.
Yeah, so
he's still very young, under 25.
He is young. They got 2 good running backs. And then obviously the main focus of the Seattle team.
Is he going to be healthy this week?
I don't think so. He's season.
Even with the 2-week.
I think he's.
That is unfortunate, especially for Seattle. Kenneth Walker will carry the load.
Yes, and then really the main focus of the Seattle team is the number 1 scoring defense in Seattle. They're going to be giving Drake May problems.
Especially with his fumble issues. Leads the league in fumbles.
Yeah, so
currently.
Right now it's a over-under 45.5 points, with Seattle as the favorite -4.5, and on the money line -235 for Seattle.
I'm sure you could find it a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that's just roughly around where it is. So
generally.
Main thing, well, not main thing, but obviously a unique thing is we're getting a rematch of the 2015 Super Bowl, where the New England Patriots went on to win with a game-winning interception by Malcolm Butler.
Yeah,
we all know the story. Yeah, should have gave Marshall the ball. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of things recently saying, how Bill Belichick made them pass. Like, he kept 8 in the box on that last possession, even though Seattle came out in a 3-receiver set. They came out in a 3-receiver set. Like, people don't understand, unless you really know football or like dive into it, like just all the things that go into that. Like,
especially in the NFL where it's like you have to like match for match.
Oh, it was. I mean, it was a mastermind coaching job by both sides right there. Like, Seattle did what they were supposed to do. Like, you have 8 people in the box. You don't run it, but at the same time, you also have Marshawn Lynch and then Bill Belichick coming out and keeping 8 people in the box with a 3-receiver set. It's almost blasphemy that they don't, have a little quick out route or something. But
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Run the ball. So a rematch of that Super Bowl. How crazy is that? I know that those fans are just freaking too blessed, like, to think that they're already getting, more Super Bowl appearances. New England, they're looking to be the first team to win 7 Super Bowls ever in the NFL.
Yeah, they're tied right now with the Steelers. It's
6.
Pretty insane that they have.
So they're looking to be the top of the NFL, most Super Bowls ever.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Straight up. So okay, yeah. So we're talking about defenses and potentially what teams did as well, but like, where do you rank the Seattle unit on the defensive side of the ball compared to the Patriots? Because I feel like if there's a lean in this game, it's at the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Seattle's the number 1 scoring defense all season. They were phenomenal. Obviously, in fantasy football, they were a game changer this year. I mean, if you had Seattle's defense, you were getting almost 20 points, every week out of their defense. So I think it's going to be tough for New England to, keep a rhythm. I think they'll have, some explosives and some big plays and some clutch plays.
Especially in this perfect weather. I mean, like, this is going to be perfect football weather.
Yeah, Santa Clara.
On paper, the offenses should have the advantage here, considering there's not going to be any
Cali.
weather effects.
I mean, California, baby.
You're playing in some beautiful weather right now. So
so I think
guys are going to be flying around the field.
Yes, it'll be a
also
great.
Play on true grass, correct? In Santa Clara?
Yes, I would think so in Cali.
So.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have turf out there. I just think Seattle's defense being as good as they've been all year, I don't think that the Patriots will be able to keep a rhythm all game, but I still think they'll be able to move the football
at times and keep the game close
and get guys involved. I love Seattle though. I think that Seattle's going to get it done. I think Sam Darnold's going to win, Super Bowl MVP. I kind of hope JSN gets the Super Bowl MVP just with a great game, and then Cooper Kupp also is looking to be
one of very, very few players in NFL history to win Super Bowls on multiple teams.
Yeah, yes, which is awesome.
Which would be just incredible, all things considering.
Especially, I think only like one of 3 players. Maybe that's wrong.
I know it's a very short list.
Which is almost incredible. I feel like there's had to have been more people.
It's just, that's how hard it is to win a Super Bowl, let alone win it on 2 teams and just get like blessed enough.
And he had a nasty tud last week. Like that catch.
It's honestly great that
versus the Rams.
Kupp didn't do anything all season and for like. Not really. I'm not gonna say I didn't do anything, but he had a very underwhelming regular season, and he's like saved it for the playoffs. And like his veteran experience, I don't know, just like something. He's got a second gear in these playoffs, and it's very good for Seattle's offense.
And he's a very likable dude. I think the whole Seattle Seahawks team is
I know they have a lot of just good guys that play for each other.
Yeah, I enjoy the Seahawks, and then even on the other side, like with Travion Henderson, like. Travion Henderson is wonderful, man, and like the way that he's spread the gospel and talks about Jesus Christ on, everything, and all these NFL players that are starting to do that, like, it's unreal because like just like 5 years ago you would have never seen that, and you have so many people who are just speaking on it, which is awesome. I love it. And the Travion's also just a dog. Like, it's so cool seeing these guys like the top of the top for, their sport and sports in general, and just giving that praise, out to the King, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely always a good thing, and I'm sure a lot of people appreciate it. What do you think how you feeling about the commercials coming in?
Oh, the Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah, so like I haven't seen any like I hadn't seen any specific revenue as far as like how much they're going to cost per, but I did see they're up a lot, like the percentage wise.
What is
percentage wise compared to 2025?
The Super Bowl is being streamed on.
Peacock and NBC.
Okay, good. I figured Peacock. Peacock's been all over a lot this year.
It's because they got that partnership with NBC.
You're right. I forgot. Like I haven't even been thinking about the Super Bowl commercials, but that's obviously such like a fun time. It's also fun for like the maybe not as.
I mean, a lot of people tune into the Super Bowl just to see the commercials.
So that's what I was gonna say.
There
sort of
are
like
definitely people.
The people who like football but don't love football, like they really look forward to the commercials. So. It'll be fun, and also like watching Breaking Bad this year for the first time, and like seeing that commercial from last Super Bowl or 2 Super Bowls ago, whenever that was.
2024.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Super Bowl commercials will be great. Hopefully, we get like some new like movie trailers and stuff as well. Like,
potentially a Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, another trailer?
A trailer in there.
Yeah,
we'll
possibly.
see. I think that would be money well spent for the movie. I think everybody loves Mario.
Yeah,
that's just
Super Bowl commercials are great. There'll be funny ones. There'll be good ones. There'll probably be some serious ones.
Yeah, there definitely will be in this with just everything going on.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. It'll be cool. Back to the game.
Yeah.
So since 2000, underdogs of 4+ points have covered 11 out of 13 different times, and the spread obviously is 4.5 in favor of Seattle. So 11 out of 13 times these teams have covered that spread since 2000. So if you're looking at it from a bettor's perspective,
you have a lot of good betting history and a lot of solid amount of years to go off.
Yeah, so I think that the Patriots look like a solid bet at +4.5. I'm not sure exactly where the money's spread out, how much it's spread out on each side. Probably, I would say it's about even, if not just a little bit of a lean towards Seattle, just because it's a Super Bowl. And
obviously, the money line's going to be heavier for Seattle.
Do you know how much money is being bet this weekend?
I haven't seen any numbers yet.
I saw something. I know it's in the billions. I think it said like $2.6 billion just being wagered on the Super Bowl. Unbelievable.
That's not even right.
It's not right, and I've looked at.
That's coming from a gambler.
I've seen like so many videos recently just speaking on the gambling industry, and it's almost incredible. Like no matter what we watch,
I mean, there's an ad for it everywhere.
Yeah, there's gambling just all over. Like it's an epidemic, which is sad. But if you do it smartly, and if you're betting very small amounts that you can afford to lose, like you can have your fun. But it is a serious thing.
Yeah, that's another side of it. So let me spin one back at you, though. So this total is 44, 45 and a half, just like you said. Lowest total in a Super Bowl since 2015 in Santa Clara, California, when the Denver Broncos faced off against the Cam Newton-led Panthers. So that game was also 24-10.
Yeah.
Game went under. Obviously, perfect conditions as well. Two great defenses even back then. Panthers had a very solid unit, and obviously the Broncos. A lot of people put that up in probably top 5, top 10 defense ever a certain year. So I think that Santa Clara clearly has a thing for these low scoring football games or getting elite defenses out there. This is also Super Bowl 50, so directly 10 years ago. It's kind of crazy how it works like that. But if I had a lean in the game, I think I would say the under. I've been saying the under.
Well,
but
this is only
perfect conditions. It's kind of risky to take the under in.
And this is only San Francisco's second time hosting.
Yeah, second time ever in Santa Clara.
Which that is interesting that they get 2 Super Bowls in 10 years
after not hosting it for.
Yeah, hopefully once we redo our Bears Stadium that we can get a Super Bowl, because I know Chicago's a wonderful city just for tourism and all that stuff. And honestly, maybe a home Super Bowl. I actually was just looking. I think in 2031. It'll be my birthday on the Super Bowl, so I'm predicting right now in 2031, the Chicago Bears Super Bowl victory. I'm just gonna say
we'll see
it
that
now.
in a couple.
It'll probably be like Caleb's second or third by 2031. I'm hoping.
Oh my. That's quite
it'll
ambitious.
happen, baby. It'll happen.
Okay.
Speaking a little bit more on just like what else is going on in the NFL world. So obviously the NFL honors happened Thursday night. We had JSN Offensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year with the sack record that he broke, Vrabel Coach of the Year, Joe Tooney, Chicago's own first ever Protector of the Year award.
Yeah, first ever. Shout out finally getting the offensive lineman an award. They do too much for the game to not have an award. And quite honestly, they should have a guard of the year, like bodyguard of the year. I think that'd be a cool spin on it.
Cool.
That'd be a guard specific, and then I think you could have tackle, because I think they're so drastically different, and it's so hard to be an elite tackle because you're going against the elite of the elite edge rushers, and all they need is one sack on you, and all of a sudden your day looks bad, or their day's made. I mean, if you're a defensive end, you're getting one sack a game. You're getting Myles Garrett money. You're the best in the league. That is incredibly hard to do. Most guys are getting one sack in every 3-4 games.
Yeah.
And they end up with 8 or 9 in the year.
Did I miss any awards? Oh yeah, of course Matthew Stafford's MVP.
Yeah.
Good for Stafford, man. I think it's.
Did you see the voting?
Yeah, he was
24 to 23.
Yes.
Or 23 to 22. It was one vote away. It was the closest MVP since 2004.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, I think it was
that close. I think that Drake May put himself
but
in that conversation, and I think honestly, Stafford at the end of the year getting those 2-3 extra touchdowns at the 1 yard line, and when he was really stat padding at the end, I think that probably gave him the nod, and especially because he had that bad game against the Falcons on primetime Monday night. Lost that game. Lost that game. That was like week 15 or week 16. It was late into the year. FanDuel speaking of this gambling issue, FanDuel's Twitter had even posted a meme. It was like Stafford chasing down his MVP chances, and it was when he made that goofy ass dive on the pick six, and Xavier Watts ran in for a touchdown, and they like put the MVP trophy, and he was diving out for it, and then of course he wins MVP. Like that's just exactly how it goes. Yeah. But
well, so once again, so both sides of the ball for both teams are excellent. Obviously, got to the Super Bowl for a reason. Good defenses, great offenses, great defenses, good offenses, whatever you want to say. X factors for this game outside of quarterbacks for both teams. Give me one X factor for Seattle, one X factor for New England.
Yeah, that's a good question. If I had to think of one guy that's going to change this game, I think it's potentially Kenneth Walker in the running game for Seattle. I think that if the Patriots have a strength on defense, I think it is Gonzalez lining out wide. I think it's their very solid secondary, their linebackers. I think their passing defense is slightly better than their rushing game defense. I know their rushing game defense had been elite all season, but it kind of fell off toward the end. They let guys kind of rush on them in the later weeks of the season and playoffs.
You want to be better at the end, not early.
And for sure. And I just think that Seattle's O-line is very, very, very good. I think it's a top 10, if not 5 unit in the league.
Their rookie's been just great all season.
And I think that, like we said again about Charbonnet being out, K9's it's the last game of the season. You leave it all out there for a coach. I think K9 is seeing at least 20 carries, maybe upwards of 25 to 30, depending how the game script goes, and if the Patriots are absolutely selling out in the run game.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker's been...
I'm going to go, say with Kenneth Walker's my X factor.
Well, I like it. K9's been great in the NFC Championship. I mean, I saw just like some different angles, just like really from like behind the offense, and the way that guy can plant and sell his body weight one way and then cut back the other way. I mean, it's almost unreal. And I know there's like a handful of running backs that are great cutters like that, but that dude is different. He's fresh. I like it. I think he can easily, rush for 100+ yards, 100+ scrimmage yards as well this weekend.
Should get involved.
In great conditions, like we said. But I think the main story for Seattle's offense and New England's defense is going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba versus Christian Gonzalez. And I think it's a funny matchup because I think that people have given a lot of hype around this matchup, but I don't see a world at all that JSN does not go for 100 yards in this game. I mean, Christian Gonzalez is a good cornerback, but there's no one that can stay in front of JSN. I mean, he's the best in the world right now.
I also think it's kind of interesting because, like, Gonzalez is an X corner. He's out wide.
Yes.
Almost every snap. He's typically traveling. They run like a travel.
Yeah, he's traveling with the best guy.
Yeah, he's going to go with both sides. Yeah. So some teams like the Bears, we typically run one side.
Yeah.
So that's why Jalen Johnson sometimes doesn't get on our.
He's on the right.
So he's always traveling, but JSN works in the slot. So they typically don't travel into the slot with them because it's so hard to get those slot corner guys outside. You can't just really change that. It's not a thing in football. So I think that JSN's going to have some exploitable matchups during this game, but best believe they're going to be chucking him at the line if they're in zone. They're going to be trying to run him off, just take him out of the offense. And I think that will leave opportunities for Cooper Kupp. Like I said, I think that he's coming alive right at the best time. He's going to have these fresh legs because he hasn't had a lot of workload this season. It's been a while since he hasn't been almost getting upwards of 70 targets in a season. Before that he was getting 100. So I think Cooper Kupp could have the exploitable matchups in this game, but obviously JSN still should ball out because he gets those looks in the slot. But if I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm probably going to look to take away him and Kenneth Walker first. I think those are the best playmakers / explosive guys that Seattle has to offer.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the ball, Stephon Diggs is getting his first Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, long waited after that.
Well deserved, and I think that Diggs is going to be hungry to have a good game, especially after an AFC championship that was obviously ugly, and I think he had 3 or 4 catches.
So, pretty much nobody did good in that game.
Yeah, so I think Diggs for New England will probably be their guy, but they also just have a lot of options out wide, like with Kayshon Boutte as well, playing
Pop Douglas,
the
Matt
best
Collins.
Football of his year. Yeah, Matt Collins. They got a good squad. They just have
a lot of guys that can typically go for like 2 to 3 catches.
Yeah, they
just have like a productive day.
Yeah, they got a lot of good weapons out there for not being like superstar, tandem sort of guys.
Also got Hunter Henry going.
Hunter Henry as well has just been.
He's a vet.
He's been a beast this year. Double H, man, he's caught a lot of touchdowns.
And he's been in the league for a long time. It's honestly incredible he's still able to keep this pace up. I mean, obviously he's not like a world breaker, but he's. I mean, man, in his prime with Phillip Rivers,
it's probably his best year statistically, I would guess.
No way, dude. Really? He had some insane years with Phillip Rivers.
He had
back
almost
on the LA
Chargers. He led New England in touchdowns.
San Diego Chargers back then. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's crazy. He has played in the NFL.
He was
for a while.
Phillip's guy, dude. Yeah. When he was like young, I remember him like rookie year / like 2 to 3 in fantasy football, and everyone was like, "Dude, this guy's a beast."
Yeah.
So I know that he's obviously seen some better days, but he's still balling at an elite level. I think he could score a touchdown in this game. Typically, I think they go to these bigger guys in these Super Bowl games because there's just a higher probability of them catching it.
Yeah.
As far as just matchup wise, so I think potentially Hunter Henry could score. I think he could be a solid player for the Patriots in this game.
Yeah.
But we also look at, just clash of turnover heavy offense versus takeaway heavy defense, and I do kind of lean Seattle here.
2.0 is what they're calling them.
They're definitely deserving of a nickname like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty incredible. But so where do you think the line goes here? Because I remember in episode whatever we talked about the Super Bowl briefly on, I had leaned the Patriots plus the 4.5 because, I said I think it could be a field goal game. But how often does the Super Bowl really end on the last drive? I feel like that's
I think
kind of rare.
I think just to me, with Seattle's defense being the number one scoring D, I think if they can get a takeaway and get in the end zone all, in one possession, pick 6, fumble 6, whatever it may be, I think that's sort of the game right there. I think it's tough in any game to come back from, a turnover like that where the defense is scoring. But I also think that with the game being the Super Bowl and just everything around it, that if Seattle can take the ball away and get in the end zone, to me, I think that's game. I think that Seattle would cover the spread with a defensive touchdown.
Calling a shot, defensive touchdown for this game?
Yeah, so I think I'm leaning to bet Seattle minus the 4.5 points. Obviously, the money line as well is a great take, but for the spread, Seattle minus 4.5. The over-under, it is, 45.5.
Any early leans on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say under. But at the same time, I think that it can be a, 3 touchdown a piece game.
And yeah, that's not even.
That'd be 42, and then, maybe some field goals, obviously.
Obviously, you need a field goal in the game.
So,
I do honestly like that take, especially when you look at, kind of a similar matchup with elite Texans defense. Obviously, terrible conditions in that game. But the Patriots, they had 6 turnovers combined in that game, and they were all on the 20-yard line. So, Sam Darnold's, obviously, I think he's going to look to have a good game.
Yeah, Sammy D's going to ball, bro.
But we've also seen him have turnovers in the past.
Yeah, we have.
And I know I talked about that on the show before, and he shut me up with a 300
phenomenal game
yard game versus the Rams, and it was 3 or 4 touchdowns as well.
Yeah.
After I'd said that game, and 0 turnovers. So we'll see what happens with that. But I do think Drake May is prone to make some, errors, fumbling the football or putting the ball in harm's way, maybe just on a throw that he typically wouldn't normally make.
And that comes with his experience only being,
that's what I think,
2 years now. So I like to vet in Sam Darnold. I don't think that Drake May is going to play a clean game, especially versus defense. I didn't give out my X Factor, so I think my X Factor, which I leaned as well in the NFC Championship, was Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm going to go again with JSN. I just think he's too much for those guys. I think Sam Darnold is going to look to get him involved early, get him going, and just let him make plays, let him make plays in space. And then really just Seattle's whole defense is also just X Factor to me because, like I said, if they can get a takeaway and score, to me that's ball game right there. So
yeah,
that's what I'm feeling.
So yeah, for defensive side of the ball, I'm gonna go ahead and say X Factor is. Let's go with Nicky Manwari again. I said that last time, and I'm going to say it again. I think that he's due to make a play.
Yeah.
He forces some fumbles. If they can get him potentially on a blitz, I can totally see him getting
also,
Drake May from behind.
Well, he's coming into this game with a sprained ankle, so he's not fully healthy.
But I think he's also coming in with a motor because he didn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, well, I agree. I think as long as he can move at 90% of what his typical, movement is. I'd say about 90, just because that's pretty
that one step
pretty
is
close.
huge in the NFL.
That I think he can be a great player. So that'll be something to look for as well. A sprained ankle. Drake May also, I guess, has been sick leading up to this week a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, not anything too serious. I saw that he was looks healthy.
That sucks. You got to go through all that
at the press conferences
too.
And stuff. Yeah, Super Bowl week, a lot of
press and media.
Man, so
before we finish this episode off, though, I really don't think we specified or just really related on how much Sam Darnold has turned his career around, man.
Oh,
like
my goodness.
people really and I'm people as well. Like I totally thought his career was dead in New York. Like seeing him, I mean, I'll never forget him saying I was saying I'm seeing ghosts, and like David. Our good friend. We were talking NFL like every day back then, and he was like, "Dude, I can't believe Sam Darnold said that. Like, what in the world? Like, I've never seen a quarterback do that." And it was really like that's kind of Sam Darnold though. Like you've seen his personality a lot this week in like the Super Bowl stuff, and he really is like just a genuine dude he's gonna say his honest reaction, and like he's gonna joke around and stuff, and that's probably how he was feeling in that moment, especially with the prime Belichick, not even prime Belichick, but Belichick running that defense back then. Like he was probably putting him through hell with all kinds of different, looks and fake defenses and fake plays, zone blitzes, but what I think is just, man, Sam Darnold can't understate it enough how much the turnaround has been amazing for him, and just seeing him in the Super Bowl is gonna be awesome. I really hope he wins it. I'll be rooting for the Seahawks. There's no reason to let the Patriots get 7 Super Bowls, guys. I mean, if you're a normal fan and don't have a side in this game, cheer for the freaking Seahawks. Cheer for the team that should have beat this team in 2015.
Yeah, I'm as well rolling with Seattle, -4.5. I'm excited to watch Super Bowl Sunday. Eat some good food, watch the game. What you got? Bet of the day? Is that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say lock of the day or bet of the day. I believe you're 1-1 now. You won your last pick, which was
Michigan. Minus the
1 and 2.5.
Yeah,
whatever.
2.5.
They won by almost double digits or whatever it was. And I took the under. I'm 2-0 now in the season. Very over. Sorry, I don't know why I said under.
Yeah.
I'm saying under because that is my pick of the day today. We're going under in St. John's, UConn. You can get it around 145.5. I think UConn's going to come in there, play their style of play, very, very, very slow paced, very good defensive unit. They might struggle shooting on the road in a very rowdy St. John's environment.
NFL, though, for the Super Bowl.
For the Super Bowl play of the day, this game's happening today, so that's a little bonus pick if you guys want it. And this episode's out by the time the video comes out. So for the Super Bowl pick of the game, I'm gonna go with the. Oh man, let's go with Kenneth Walker scored a touchdown. Hopefully you can get it around plus money. I think that's one thing that's probably about guaranteed in this. No, I'm not gonna say guaranteed, but I think they're a run heavy team. They're not gonna shy away from their identity. I think Kenneth Walker gets in the end zone here, through the air or on the ground.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't want to go Seattle because I know you're going to say that.
I mean, you can take whatever you would like.
And I honestly didn't want to go under either.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably lean it, but
let's have some fun. Touchdown score, lock of the day, or whatever.
I think it actually might be a little heavier odds, like -150-ish, -170, possibly.
I haven't checked those lines.
Yeah.
If so, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching Super Bowl preview. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the food, the commercials, everything it's got to offer. Go Seahawks, baby.
Yeah. Have a great time, everybody. Thank you again for all the support on the videos.